Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some pastel book recommendations for you. Alright, since it is finally springtime, I figured I would share some pastel book recommendations for you if you want to read based on your cover's color or, whatever. I do have an entire series for book recommendations based off of their color. I will leave that linked up in the corner if you guys want to watch any of those. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into today's recommendations. Alright, so first up we have our dining table. Look at this gorgeous little cover. Even though this one is set in winter, it's obviously a favorite of mine. I've talked about this endlessly on this channel. So this follows Yutaka, who has problems eating in front of others despite his talent for cooking. And all of that changes on a whim when he meets Minoru and Tane, two brothers who are very far apart in ages, at a park when Tane just comes up to him and asks if he can try whatever he's eating, which then sets off this whole story of love centered around a dining table and learning how to cook and sharing meals together and eating together. And it is one of the loveliest manga that I've ever read, and it's so sweet and it's just perfect. Next up is Bloom. This is a graphic novel, and I love this beautiful pastel blue cover, and the story inside is all in shades of blue, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love that this is centered around food and a bakery and love, and it's just a lovely story. So this follows Ari, and it's Ari's last summer at home before making that decision to go to college or moving out from his family. And Ari wants to spend that summer with his friends who are in a band, and his parents kind of put their foot down on it, saying that they need help at the bakery. And then Ari meets Hector, who is a very easygoing guy, and he loves baking, and he loves Ari's family, and he loves their bakery. And Hector starts working at the bakery, and they kind of fall in love over the summer. And then it's just a lovely story, and there's actually a second one coming out sometime soon, as I hope in 2022, maybe 2023, I'm not sure, but this is definitely one to read. It's so good. All right, next up we have Running with Lions. This is one of my favorite sports romance books ever. It follows Sebastian Hughes, who is the Bloomington High School Lions star goalie, them basically at their summer camp, getting ready, training, and at their summer training camp, his childhood best friend Amir Shah, who they kind of had a friendship breakup, and he shows up at this summer camp to get on the soccer team, and Sebastian kind of realizes that their team success won't happen if the team doesn't gel. So he and Amir have to reconnect and, kind of start working together, and they kind of fall in love. I also really, really love that this book focuses a lot on boys' mental health, especially in the sports field, especially with eating disorders in boys and mental health for them, and especially within the sports community, because that's not talked about a lot. This one will get your heart, and I mean, it will have it in a vice grip the entire time you're reading. This is such a good book. All right, next up we have A Cuban Girl's Guide to Teen Tomorrow. I love this cover. I love this pink. I love this pale green. I really enjoyed this story so much. This follows Lila Reyes, who is forced to spend her summer in England, and that was just never part of the plan after Lila kind of falls apart after a lot of major things happen, with her grandmother passing away, her boyfriend dumping her out of the blue, and a couple of other things I forget at the moment. But her parents are worried for her mental health, so they send her to spend the summer with her aunt and her family in England, and Lila just doesn't want to be there. And then all of a sudden she has access to the kitchen at the inn where Aunt and Uncle run, and Lila starts making all of these treats that remind her of home, and then she meets Orion Maxwell, whose dad owns a business in the same town, and he delivers tea to them every day. And Orion is determined to help Lila find something worth loving in London. This was such a sweet story. I love that Lila grows to really love the things about her stay in England and her family there, and she finds something for herself amidst all of the chaos that her life has become, and it's just a lovely, lovely story. And then the last but not least book on today's list is If It Makes You Happy. This follows Winnie, who is living her best fat girl life, and she is going to spend the summer with her grandmother at the diner that she loves so, so much in this very tiny town with her best friend. And like working at the diner is life goal. She wants to own the diner someday, and somehow she ends up becoming the town's summer queen, which is kind of like a pageant thing. And this whole town is like pageant obsessed and they love it. And this story is so queer. This one has a queer platonic relationship in it that I love, love, love to pieces. I also really enjoyed that Winnie is very vocal about loving herself and being fat and being queer, and just I love the body positivity in this, and I love that Winnie fights to be seen as plus size, as fat, as just somebody who is living their life. And I love this book to pieces for that, and it's one that I could not recommend enough. All right, so that is it for my pastel book recommendations video. Do you guys have any books that have pastel covers that you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.